administration as the Home Minister, you have seen politics over so many years and decades. What is your view of Indian foreign policy, in the Maldives especially?
They have been very kind to us. They are the best partner for us, and then they have helped us in whatever way we have asked them to help. So their foreign policy until 2008, I have seen as very good and very generous, especially
Post 2008?
post 2008. Yes. After that, what happened is when Nasheed became the president, he jumped into their pockets. He jumped into their pockets and invited Indian troops to Maldives. Now we have Indian boots on our soil.
You're talking
That's
about
the
the
red
people who are manning the helicopters.
That's what I'm talking about.
Not really boots, they're just maintenance and pilots maybe.
No, that's the name they have given actually.
Okay.
It's boots on our ground actually. If Maldivians can operate A380 aircrafts, Maldivians can fly any aeroplane, Maldivians can dive in submarines, why Maldivians can't fly a helicopter? So if India is really gifting this particular helicopter to us, they should hand it over to us. We will fly it. We will do the maintenance. We will do all that. So it's in 2008 that our relationship has started souring.
If I can understand you correctly, you're saying that India is using the helicopters to maintain a military presence, even though the official position is that those people are needed for the maintenance and flying. You are saying, why don't you just train our Maldivian pilots to fly those helicopters or any other, maybe the Dorniers that will come later? Is that what you're trying to say? You're saying India is specifically not doing that so as to maintain this presence?
Exactly. This is a Trojan horse. This is a Trojan horse of the 21st century. And then even in the agreement that we have with the Indian government, they are supposed to train our pilots. In 1 year they are supposed to train, which they did not do. Now they are maintaining their presence, their military presence in Addo, which is a very serious concern for all the Maldivians. And I am sure the current status quo will not remain like that.
Mr. Nasir, you're saying you think the status quo will not be maintained. What do you mean by that?
The number one, that the people have realized that this is a military base that India is building here. And when former President Yamin clearly asked the Indian troops to leave, they did not. They refused to do that. So that is where the problem has come now. When a legitimate government asks them to leave, they should leave. So that is a red line that they have crossed. So that's what I'm saying, people have suddenly realized that this is not a gift, that this is an intervention. We have boots on the ground, and then they are not going to leave. So now the problem is going to start.
The government says 164 Maldivian lives have been saved because of these helicopters. They're not so much into military operations as such, they're into search and rescue operations. But you are continuing to insist that this is the first step, you think, towards more Indian equipment, troops here?
Absolutely. These 164 lives could have been saved by Maldivian pilots easily. Any pilot could do that. So if this helicopter is a gift to us, they must give it to us. It's very clear, They must not make any excuses. They must give the helicopter to our people. Our military will fly it. We will do the maintenance and we will do everything. So there is no role of Indian Army to remain here.
So was that the position that President Yamin was taking? Because it was viewed in New Delhi as a tilt towards China and that he was selling off islands, he was letting the PLA Navy possibly come in there and ultimately give China a port of call in the Maldives.
That's the problem of Yamin actually. He tilted too much towards China. He forgot that we are in the Indian Ocean. We have to protect the Indian interest in this ocean. We must not invite any party that is a threat to India to Maldives, especially to use any island or anything. So that's the strategic mistake Yamin has done. No politician would ever do that actually, When I was in the government, I warned Yamin not to do that because this is the Indian Ocean actually. And India is a superpower here. And we should not invite any party that India sees as a threat, whether it's China or whether it's Pakistan or any.
In your view, how would the Maldives, in its own interest, balance both China and India's interests and yet gain the most from both of them without having military bases?
Absolutely. We should not have a military base of any country, actually, whether it's India or China or any country. We should not have no boots on the ground, Indian or Chinese or anybody, actually. All the other cooperation should be there. We should have more military cooperation, naval cooperation with India, and economic cooperation with China. This is the line that we should not cross. There should not be any military cooperation with China or any other country other than India, because India is the superpower here. They are the closest neighbor here. They are a superpower here. We should respect them, and we must not allow our waters to be used by any other country, who India might see as a threat.
Again, when you're talking about China and economic development, India is also progressing very fast.
Yes.
How President Yamin has initiated so-called developmental projects. The Sinemalan bridge itself came up so fast. GMR, the Indian company, was chucked out of the airport reconstruction. China was coming in. There are reports of leases being given at throwaway prices of islands and atolls. You've seen what has happened with China in other countries, in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, even Southeast Asia now is wary of the Chinese money. How worried are you about what President Yamin's administration did in terms of debt that you have with China?
We have accumulated too much of debt at the moment. We have accumulated. And Yamin is, I would say, short-sighted in getting so much loans from Chinese. Let alone be China, any other country. You should not expose so much to any country. If you expose yourself so much to any country, they can dominate you always. They can dominate you. So what Yamin has done is he has tilted our foreign policy so much towards China, which is a huge mistake. We should not have done that. Of course, we should have very good economic cooperation with China, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, or any other country. But we should not forget that India is the most important friend in this region.